Yeah, welcome back to the podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Thanks
of
for having me.
course. It's so nice to have you back.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing you is always a joy.
I heard you reach out to a lot of people. I was the only one who responded.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I'm so thankful to have you, by my side just for this podcast,
I was going to go on WDSU Channel 6, but...
I'm just so glad I was able to fit in your schedule.
Yeah, it was a mix-up on my schedule.
Yeah, I
You're lucky to have me.
Yes. Welcome back to our channel. Thanks so much for the feedback, too, on the first video. A lot of people enjoyed Doug's crossed legs. I don't know if you can see it at this angle.
I think it's called a power sit, but...
A power sit.
Yeah. There's a reason why presidents sit like this, okay?
Presidents sit this way? But thanks so much. We have 67 subscribers. That's actually kind of crazy.
What? Air's getting a little thin up here.
Have you rehearsed these jokes? Thank you so much. I know this is a new venture. We have literally no idea what we're doing. And we just wanted to recap our Paris travels and take you guys on new adventures with us. I'm gonna let Doug take it off because he has show notes.
Yes. Before we dig into you and I, though, I do have to give a shout out to our sponsor for this video, Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. If you have those tough, stubborn stains that just won't go away, try the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. One scrub and boom, they're gone. Available now in all your local Walmarts and Targets. They had reached out last week and they were like, hey. Yeah.
You know what? We're just gonna...
All right. So just to recap real quick. So we finished last episode we finished the Strasbourg stories.
Yes.
We're on the train back to Strasbourg to head back to Paris, and it's me, you, your mom, and dad.
Yes.
The four of us for what I will call Tourism Birthday Week. I looked at all three cameras. So
I love that for you. I love that for you. We have 3 cameras happening.
Yeah.
We are so professional. Let's get started.
All right, so we land.
Arrive?
Our train arrives.
Our train rolls in.
Yes. Hey. Our train rolls into Paris. It still hurt. It's a flat hammer. It's still gonna hurt when it hits.
We aimed for this video to be longer, like shorter than an hour, and I feel like it's gonna be longer.
No. We're gonna pick up speed here. We are going to put a little line item here. If you were here for strictly antique talk, could care less about what we have to say during this tourism week, we're going to put where to skip right here.
Oh, that's fancy. That's pretty intense.
Yeah,
so it's a lot of tourism. My mom and dad were in town, so we didn't do as much antiquing. 1, because the antique stores that were open we already hit up, and 2, the markets were on the weekends and my mom was there during the week.
Yeah.
So she was trying to be there for my dad's birthday and my birthday.
So this covers about Tuesday afternoon till Thursday night. We attacked during that time is on Mantra. We went there.
Oh, I love that place.
Yeah.
I love that place.
It's a great area.
I love that place. It's really, I understand that, like, if you're going to Paris.
For people who don't know, what is...
Yes, so Montmartre is where the Sacré-Cœur is, and I'm so sorry if my French is, like, butchering this. I'm trying my hardest. But it's the highest point in Paris, so it's a lot of hills. The church is at the very highest point. And it's just, it's a beautiful place.
It's fantastic.
I mean, it's a sweet little neighborhood. We always go straight to the top because your girl ain't walking up damn hills. It's a lot of stairs.
Get an Uber.
Uber to the top. It's one of the only times I recommend an Uber in Paris. Uber to the top. Yeah. And then hit up the church, which is absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Always my favorite church to go to, honestly. Walking into the church, like how many people historically...
Presidents,
have walked
kings,
into this church that we're casually walking in, that hundreds and thousands and millions of tourists walk in every single day. Like, who walked through these halls?
Right.
I think it's just like, it's a moment that'll just like stop you in your tracks.
Yeah. What is outside of the church? Like, what can you do in that area?
So, Montmartre is a beautiful neighborhood, and we always go to the Sacré-Cœur first. And then if you're looking at the church, like dead on, you take a left and then you go up the hill just a little bit and you're going to find these cute little winding streets. There's a ton of like souvenir shops and French shops and cafes and like sprawling tables outside where you can eat. And if you keep walking, there's this cute little artist corner. I'm sure that there's a technical term for it. And they have their watercolors. They have acrylic, they have silhouettes, they have
sketches,
charcoal. They do a lot of portraits there.
A lot of portraits, a lot of like couples portraits. I noticed like it's a very lovely thing to come back with.
Yeah.
But naturally, what did we come back with?
Well, I didn't want a portrait, so I'm gonna do it Doug and I's face.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, nobody wants to see these faces on a regular basis.
Faces.
Except the 67 subscribers.
Hey!
Like my mom said, Doug, you got a face for the closet. Right.
Your mom never said that. We, of course, came back with portraits of our dogs.
Enter picture here.
Cause like, why not? So he like took my phone for like an hour and was like sketching Ralphie and Riley, and it was the most like sweetest thing. Here's a video of him doing it.
Yeah.
I love it. So I definitely recommend it if you were like...
If you're going to go do that and that's something you want, bring cash.
Yeah, definitely bring cash. But, if you want a traditional, not traditional, that's the wrong word, a unique souvenir, this is it.
Very beautiful. Very, like, touristy but not touristy, I guess is the best way to put it. So, like, it's where'd you get it? Center of Paris? No, I got it at my mantra, and it's beautiful. That's my mantra. Highly suggest it. Please go.
Wait, we didn't talk about that. I love you all.
So going... I guess away from the Saklika.
I think it's not far from the artist's quarter.
Yeah. So you go there, and one of the most beautiful parts is the I love you wall. And it's I love you in every single language in the world. And you walk up to it, and it's like, oh, okay, it's not, and it just keeps going and going and going.
Beautiful.
And it is fantastic. A beautiful melting pot of people. Because, like, you're like, oh, where's the English and the French? And then you'll have somebody from Japan, somebody from Spain, somebody from whatever, Ukraine, wherever have you. And it'll be them pointing to their I love you and taking pictures. It's like, oh, this is really cool.
It's so beautiful. And it's beautiful to see, like, that many people and, like, seeing the people, like, what they take pictures of, like, what they're interacting with. And it's like this big wall. And it's just, it's so romantic.
Yeah. What did we do? We went down to...
We had to eat.
The Moulin Rouge area. Oh, no. Yeah.
Do we want to cover that?
Oh, yeah. If you're in... Don't pull over for Mexican food.
We can just leave it at that.
Don't pull over
Don't
for Mexican food.
eat Mexican food. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Yes.
Okay, moving.
What you do want to eat is the place we went to for Dad's birthday.
Oh my gosh. My dad's birthday was that night. And
this is the 4th, you're the 6th.
My dad is a hoot, okay? Like, my dad's a hoot. And we had passed by this restaurant before.
Yeah.
And he passed by and he was like, that looks good. And I was like, Dad, that looks super... I don't know.
Yeah.
There's, like, more traditional cute places over here, like...
Yeah. But...
Guess what he chose for his birthday?
It was right up your dad's alley. Your dad's a man's man about the food. He wants a steak. He doesn't want to cook it. He wants all you can eat sides. He wants that. And that's exactly what it was, called Le Beef. So, I mean, we could sit here and describe the amount of food that was on the table, but I do believe you have a picture of him with the steak, so we'll just put that there. They asked the two sides, and he said, I'll do fries. And they said, okay, your other side? He goes, potatoes. And the guy's looking like, pretty much the same thing, just different forms, but okay. 2 rounds. And when I tell you, I don't know if that picture had it in there, but...
Yo, this was like...
Yeah.
This was not a French portion,
no.
Okay? Like, this was American portion sizes.
Yeah.
And he continued to eat the whole thing for the next hour.
It was awesome. I think he had a great time.
Oh, he had a wonderful time.
Great time.
Wonderful time.
And then we thought everybody was getting ready for Le Train Bleu.
Here, insert Metro
access
soapbox.
cards. Yeah.
If you were trying to navigate in Paris, you need to learn how to use the Metro. I promise you, it's not as confusing as it looks.
And look, back in the day, it probably was.
Yes.
Your phone tells you exactly what to do. Yes,
but they're really easy to get around. But here's the reason why we're having this conversation right now is because my mother decided that she wanted to Uber. And this was what day was it? Thursday, Friday?
Thursday. Yeah, Thursday at like 4 in the afternoon.
Oh my God. We were at the restaurant getting like a little pre-dinner drink, and they were still at the hotel because their Uber took so long.
2.5 hours, I think.
We had split up like an hour and a half beforehand, and they were in the Uber for an hour total.
Yeah.
So I promise you, you can do the metro.
Yeah.
I think we metroed like a gazillion times each day.
Easy, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Anyways, so we go to dinner and we're waiting for them, and they are still getting ready to get their hotel. So I'll let you take away the story because this is actually hilarious.
Blue is in the train station.
Yeah.
To get up there, it's these nice, beautiful, winding stairs. They come up and they converse at the top, and then below that is
Marble. They're
just,
marble.
just a restaurant that people go in. So we're having a beer there, and we had about 20-30 minutes until your mom got there. And May goes, I kind of want some pictures on the stairs. So I'm like, okay, well.
Yeah, like trying to be like a cute little like travel blogger.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. So we go to take the pictures, and I'm taking some pictures. It's looking beautiful, you know, doing the looking this way. What is she looking at? We don't know. And then she goes, I said, let's get a video of you walking down the stairs. And I could describe it, but I think we should just input the video.
Yeah. So, as I'm falling, there are multiple people screaming.
Oh,
because they're watching.
Yeah.
Because they thought that I was like going down.
Yeah.
Thank God I didn't.
2 people screaming, 2 guys laughing, and then me stuck in between where I was like, you okay? It was funny.
Riley. This is Riley. She's very needy.
We finally get to the reservation, and I think it's funny because like you're outside tripping down the stairs, and then we walk into a place that looks like this, and it is a very, very beautiful restaurant.
Okay, the Train Blue is a must. So it's a Michelin star restaurant, and we usually go for the Michelin stars. Like if I'm here in Paris and like it's my birthday, I'm gonna go for a Michelin star. But there are beautiful menus outside of that. So you can get like just a traditional entree, and there's even a traveler's menu option where you can get in and out in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful place. It's great ambiance. The service is excellent, and it's definitely a lifetime experience.
Yeah. If you like tasting menus and stuff like that, it's definitely awesome. I don't really like it. It was a fun experience, to say the least. It's very much like you said. If you don't like that, go for the views. They have a bar area. They have a quick menu. You can just go up, see everything, take the correct pictures and all that stuff, and it's a very cool.
Yeah, it's a really unique
But it was
place.
really cool being there with your mom and dad as well, like having just a special sit down dinner.
Yeah, and it was the last time I was able to celebrate with my mom and dad for my 30th.
Yeah.
So it was really like a really fun experience for sure.
Yeah, that was cool.
But he got sick.
Yeah.
Enter French pharmacy.
Yes. Yeah. It didn't agree with me. There was a lot of yeah.
He's a chicken tender kind of guy.
A lot of hot dogs.
Nothing wrong with chicken tenders.
Yeah. They didn't have it on the menu, and the guy looked at me weird. I was like, "Where's the chicken?"
And I don't think you're gonna get chicken tendies at the Train Blue, but you know, worth the shot. Worth the shot.
Okay, so the next day is your 30th birthday.
Yay.
One thing we had planned for that day, which I was really excited about, that I think was one of the probably coolest experiences that we had on the entire trip, was the photo shoot for that morning.
Man, that was so. It was so pinchy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So Katie, I'm gonna input her information here. Katie is incredible, and she's an artist. Like, she is a true artist. Worked with her before when we went with my mom in February.
Yeah,
and
y'all had a beautiful experience there
she's incredible. I did one with me and my mom in February, and I knew the second I worked with her, I wanted to do one with Doug. Yeah. And having those photos done on my 30th birthday, I'm gonna rave a little bit about Katie. Katie is incredible. Katie is an English-speaking person as well, so you don't have to worry about translations and things like that. She lives in France, so she knows all of the best places to go get photos. Yeah. And she's truly remarkable. I mean, Doug does not do well.
No.
I love you.
I don't like the stuffiness of photo shoots. Like, I don't know. If you don't like photo shoots or like your photo taken as much, you know what I mean? I like candidness. I like experience. Take the pictures, but don't tell me you're taking the pictures. Katie did a fantastic job
really did
of letting us be us, little bit of guidance. She would disappear. I didn't know where she was half the time. And then she'd come back and be like, I got the shot. It's like, okay, cool.
I can't recommend her enough.
Yeah.
Definitely book
Yeah.
with her. She's marvelous.
Yeah.
But my 30th birthday, having it done on my 30th birthday was crazy.
Yeah.
I was really...
Because we did another one with her, and that one was fantastic.
Oh,
as
we'll
well.
talk about that
Yes.
later in the trip. But yes.
One thing we didn't talk about during the filming last night, yes, this is our
third time filming.
Yeah, third. So like we said, if you skipped all of that, welcome back to the Antique Talk.
Back
welcome
to business! Alright, sorry. I had to get like a little fun in it.
That was weird. It is now Saturday morning, and we are at our favorite market.
Here is
Yes.
the end of the sourcing trip where we have
Yes.
2 ginormous full Hawkins.
Yes. This is a market that we love to go to, and we had never been back-to-back weekends.
Yeah.
So
Don't reveal too many secrets though, because we are working on a project.
Yeah.
And I think we could talk a little bit more about like how the French take it so seriously. Like
Yeah.
they know that like French locals are shopping this market or really any market that's every weekend, and they take it very seriously. Like the French are serious about their stuff.
They start early, they pick up early,
Yeah.
but the stuff they bring is absolutely insane.
But then we went to a few like other like off the cuff markets.
Yeah.
And the off the cuff markets are not something that like happens every single weekend. More that we're going to talk about in our project. Off the cuff markets, you can find them, you can locate them, but honestly, like they're usually like they say they're open at 7, they're not open at 7, they're open at 10. So we show up at 7 because we're early birds and we're the people who get to interstate sale at 4 a.m.
Or they open at 7 and they open at 5:30 in the morning and you miss it all. So
You're at the French's mercy,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Let me just tell you, these off the cuff markets that don't happen every weekend, you can literally walk miles and not find them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when you find them, and there's a bunch of 10s,
Yeah.
and then they're not open till 10.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
So then you're like
Yeah.
walking into these tents, and you're like, what you got in that tent?
Yeah. But we found we found the market. If you think that you have not found it, keep going. Keep pushing around the corners because you never know what you're going to find.
There was literally one weekend where we walked 2 miles.
In a circle, just up and down the streets trying
Well,
to
and
find
this is another thing we're going to talk about a lot in the project. I know I keep bringing it up, and I'm very sorry, but a lot of the times the markets will have just like metro stops, and it'll be in between 2 metro stops. And I'm like, the distance between 2 metro stops can be a gazillion miles.
Yeah.
You want me to walk this whole thing? Anyways, keep going.
Yeah.
Don't get discouraged. Finding a French market can be difficult, but
And I say that because we had it to where we couldn't really find the market, but we finally found it.
yeah.
And on the way to that market, which
Oh my
is
gosh.
a way we wouldn't have taken, was an antique store with this sweet little old man smoking his cigarette outside.
I loved him.
And we went in and we bought we found 10 times more things than we did at the market. The market
For sure.
turned out to be a bust, but we ended up taking corners, thank God. And it was funny because we bought the stuff, we made friends with the little old man, went to the market. On the way back, he's closing up.
So basically what we're saying is let the streets of Paris
guide
speak to you,
Yeah.
guide you.
Yeah.
Don't be so set on an agenda that you can't navigate somewhere else for just a split second.
Yeah.
Because usually those places that you stop for a split second are really magical.
Yes. And another magical one was when we didn't find a market, and we were very upset after this one. I remember that. Like, we couldn't find it. We were exhausted. We had
Dude,
been
that
up
was
all
a
morning.
rough day.
We stopped. We got lunch and a beer because it's like
I was at this point. I was like, I need alcohol.
we need to figure this out. And we were about to hang it up, and I said, "Look, you said this antique store is pretty good. Let's
yes.
let's just
oh my
let's try
gosh.
it. We're about 15-20 minutes
Y'all,
away."
And I was like, I really don't want to go because I'm not in the
Yeah.
mood anymore.
Yeah.
Because I'm serious, y'all. Like
Oh,
finding
yeah.
these.
It gets disheartening sometimes, but the moral of the story, keep pushing through, because we pulled up and this guy was having a full-on sale with an unloading. So all his old inventory was on sale and his new inventory was being unloaded off the truck.
This is literally what we call a Jesus wink.
Yeah.
This was a Jesus
That was
wink.
our phrase.
I was so discouraged. I was so beat down. And I was like, you know what, we're just going to try again tomorrow. Like, I'm done. We go to this antique store and the 18-wheeler is backing up to the antique store with the new stuff.
Yeah.
The whole street is sprawled out. I'm like, this is
Delightful.
a miracle.
Yeah. We ended up finding a lot of copper pieces, a Louis Philippe mirror, like all this stuff. And we had to get an Uber. We couldn't Metro. So that's the other thing with Ubers, when you call them in your worst situation. So we get this I think it was like a Tesla, and we throw the stuff in the back.
A nice Tesla.
Nice Tesla.
It wasn't like just like a basic model.
And
it was
so
like the nice one.
You're holding artwork in the mirror.
And mirror.
We're both holding the copper from rolling with the Hulk in back, because it's like 100 pounds. So we're holding that and holding other stuff. And the guy, it was like a 25-minute drive. I just remember getting out and like trying to pick up the bag, but my arms were dead because it was just like...
That was hilarious. That's the other time I'll suggest getting an Uber. If you're buying like big stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna need an Uber.
Yeah. One of my biggest accomplishments for those days was finding a parking garage for our cargo van that we were picking up. Because...
Enter electric vehicle chaos.
Yeah. So... There's no obvious, there's street parking, but not overnight. So it's split up to where you have to find a parking garage that's 24 hours that allows you to park for 24 hours, that allows you...
There's so many rules and it's all in French.
The correct height for the cargo van. Like there was a lot of stuff that like I started searching into, and I ended up, I've never done this, walking on foot to one of the parking garages to make sure it all equaled out correctly.
I literally cannot believe the amount of stuff we learned on this trip.
Yeah.
Like,
it's ridiculous. But like the stuff,
it's
I
something
guess
you have to figure out.
I wouldn't think about. And then I woke up and was like, I'm renting a smaller cargo van, but I hope that like I can get into this parking garage. And I went and measured, like not measured, but I saw it says
it was out there with a tape measure with the van.
It should fit.
This is the night before the van.
This is the night before. And I finally found one. And unfortunately, it was on a very, very busy road.
The app wouldn't accept an American number.
No. So, thank you. Okay, that was it. So, I downloaded the parking app, and all of a sudden, it's like, your phone number doesn't match. I'm like, okay, well...
It's +1 985.
And it for some reason would not let... You tried, I tried. We sat there for an hour. I said, you know what? I'm going old school. And I went and just walked to there. And I made sure everything was okay, and it was. And I'll never forget, I'll say another Jesus wink, is I'm going down I'm walking down the winding...
On foot.
Yeah, parking garage as it winds down to where the parking actually is.
Honestly, how sketchy did you look, though?
I was dressed nice and I had my satchel, so not like too sketchy. Like I feel like I can only look so sketchy. You're like, okay, this... Like,
your satchel kind of made you a little bit more sketch.
A little bit, but I feel like I get away with it because my face isn't that threatening. Like, who's gonna be like, I'm getting robbed by that guy? I mean,
look at that face.
I'm not gonna do it. So I'm walking down and I see one of the workers there, and I was like, "Parlez-vous anglais?" And he goes, and I was like, "Can I park here?" He goes, "Yes." I said, 24-hour. He goes, "Yes." I said, "Cargo van." He goes, "Uh-huh." And I was like, that's good enough for me. Went and did some research, and we ended up picking up the van the very next day for our little trip, which will be our next episode. So just so you know, our next episode will be
the funniest one. The absolute funniest one. Like, there's no way.
No, we're starting to sketch it out now to remember all the stories. It'll be a lot more organized, a lot funnier. So we pick up the car at Enterprise. I think there's going to be a whole video just on Little. Oh, yeah. Because that was nutsos. 100%. That's the whole one. So we pick up the van, and I have to ask for the people, for the record, how was my driving when we picked it up?
Okay, actually, his driving was really good. I was terrified. Yeah. But you did really well.
Yeah. And I described it like this last time. Driving in France is similar to that scene in Finding Nemo, to where Marlin jumps into the current tunnel with Crush and the other sea turtles, and he's like, "Just go with it, man. You just got to go with it." There are no real directions. I'm sure there is an etiquette. You just have to watch.
This man just related driving in France to Finding Nemo.
1,000%. And I think once the viewers drive there, they'll be like, Doug hit the nail on the head. You just got to go with it. There are no dividers, really.
CUAC, dude.
Yeah. The stoplights are on the side. You got to go with it. Yeah, it's an experience. Like, as soon as I got done driving that first time, because I was ungodly nervous. I was like, oh my God, like,
I think you got enough insurance that if the car just went missing, that would be
good. Yeah. Like, it was, our enterprise bill was very high, just strictly for that. They're like, sir, you don't need, I'm like, put it on.
Put it on.
But having gone through it once, I'm like, that first time, I was like, okay, I can do this. Because you were cutting through the busiest parts of Paris, really.
We were in the center of Paris. Like, we lived in the center of Paris. We were in the Marais.
Yeah.
Like, we were literally in the center.
And we picked up the car on the other side by the train station. So we cut through everything. So I felt better after that. And we got it parked under Leroy Merlin, where we got our...
I love a Leroy Merlin. First and foremost, if you're...
Oh, they're our next sponsor. You don't have to go into it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm playing.
So glad that you talked to Leroy Merlin.
Yes.
But yeah, he drove really well.
Yeah.
It was very impressive, actually.
So, that wraps up this video. I apologize, it was more of a tourist week kind of...
But I really want to catch you guys up on, like, every bit of the trip, because it was really a lot of fun, and I don't want to forget these things either, so...
So this was the most, I don't think it was boring, but boring episode.
More touristy, more recommendations. The antiques hit again next video.
So, next week, our next video is our next week. We have Lil and all the adventures that came with that. All of the finds that came with that. All of the beautiful, beautiful stories.
Oh my God. I don't know if beautiful is the term now.
I'm going to say it's beautiful. It's going to be an amazing episode. And then the one after that, we'll get into our professional markets and wrap up of the trip. So you're not going to want to miss either of those.
I think we're going to need 2 professional market ones.
Yeah, so I'm going to break it up by professional market with that. So, yeah, because one of them was added the day before.
Yeah,
remember?
That was crazy. Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, so it wasn't even on my schedule. That's why I was going through. I was like, I feel like I'm missing something, and I was. So you are not going to want to miss those 2 episodes. I promise you, they're going to be good.
They're going to be a
So yeah, before we leave, again, our sponsor for this is Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. If you have those stubborn stains that won't go away, boom, try the Magic Eraser and it's gone. Available at all of the local Walmarts and Targets. So yeah, we won't get sued. It's fine. It's fine.
Why did you pick Mr. Clean?
I don't know.
Like, there's a million different...
Yeah, I gotta start somewhere.
Mr. Clean?
Yeah. What would you have picked?
I don't know.
Next week's Babel. I feel like that's a good one.
See you next time.